So that day in my sister's room, when I'm looking at all this money, and I'm like, okay, man, what do you want to do in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? And I'm like, yo, even though I can go this way and make money and do this rap thing, I really want my life to count. When I first started to take music serious, this was right out of high school. At this point, I said I was not going to go to college. I wasn't going to get a degree. Man, if I could make $2,500 cash from selling CDs, I would take this music thing serious. Now, this is before Spotify. This is before a lot of what everybody experiences now. I said, okay, this is the goal, $2,500 cash. I had the CDs printed up. All I had to do now was to go and make sales. And I remember loading up my white Crown Victoria, going to the local gas stations, and I moved around till about 6 or 7 different gas stations. And I said, okay, here we go. And the first day I got up at 7 a.m. I was serious about it. I treated it like a real job. I got up at 7 a.m., went to the gas station. I looked presentable so I wouldn't scare people. Like if you sold CDs, you know, when you're selling CDs, you make people feel very uncomfortable because as they're going into the store, they're like, yo, why is this dude walking up on me with something in his hand? I just need to get to work, right? So I look presentable. I'm up there at 7 a.m. and I did my pitch. You know, if they gave me 5 minutes, I would rap for them. And I was like, yo, just give me $5. Praise God for the people who, when I asked for 5, you gave me 7, or you gave me 8, or you gave me 20. Like you helped me reach my quota a little bit sooner. But this was my process. This was my game plan right out of the gate of high school. I did this every day. I didn't work on the weekends, right? But from Monday through Friday, I did it every day. I would pop my trunk. I would stand at the gas station. I would have my friend with me, and he would work one side of the gas station. I would work the other side, and I would freestyle rap. Now, granted, it does help if you can rap because people are just more compelled to like, hey, man, you out here doing something positive. I don't mind giving you money for this, right? So I would rap. They would pay me, and every day, and I never counted my money. I would just put it up because I was just like, yo, I just want to be motivated by the bliss of it all. Like, man, I don't know how much I made, but you know, at least I keep putting it in my shoebox, and it's working over time. And I want to say I did it for about 2.5 weeks because I was judging this thing on the scale of having a real job, right? And people get paid every 2 weeks, right? So I said, okay, cool. I was living with my sister, and I hid all of my money in her closet. She had a nice paying job. She has a nice paying job. So I wasn't worried about her taking $1. I hid all of my cash in her closet. So one day she's at work, I come home in the middle of the day, and I go to her closet, and I just put all of the money out on the bed, and I'm sitting in her room, and I'm just counting every 5, every $1, every 20, all of the quarters. I'm counting everything. I want to say I made $2,577, right? And I was just so proud of myself. I'm like, bro, like you really hit your goal. Like, this is crazy. You didn't got to think I'm fresh out of high school, so this was a lot of money to me. So I'm sitting and I'm just like scratching my head like, bro, I cannot believe like I hit it. I had this euphoric moment for about 10 minutes. And then after that, I was like, okay, what's next? Like, I made the money. I proved to myself that I could do it, but it's like, yo, what's next? I was proud and I felt fulfilled for about 10 minutes. Like, man, you put your mind to it. You did it. Man, great. But after that moment, I was like, man, what's next? The destination that God brought me to was this. Is it a good thing or is it a God thing? Both of them can look the same until you reach an outcome. A good thing and a God thing can look the same on the surface until you reach an outcome. The outcome of a God thing looks completely different from the outcome of a good thing, because a God thing is fulfilling. A God thing is purposeful. A God thing involves community. A God thing involves a very big dream beyond what you can do on your own. A God thing will cost you something. But see, a good thing, they'll have some of those aspects. A good thing may not always be purposeful. A good thing may just keep you busy. But the difference is when you reach an outcome of a God thing, you are not going to regret the time you invested in building that God thing or being a part of that God thing. And especially in a time where we are busier than ever, it's crucial that before you get too invested, before you get too involved, ask yourself, man, even though this feels good, even though this looks good, even though I'm on a platform, even though X, Y, and Z, is this a good thing or a God thing? Because a good thing can be good in the short term, but when you reach the outcome of the good thing, there's a great chance that you won't be fulfilled. There's a great chance you won't be sustained. And that is where the difference lies. When you're doing a God thing, God will make sure that, hey, as you're doing this God thing, I'm going to establish your character. As you're doing this God thing, I'm going to bring people around you that's going to build you up. As you're doing this God thing, you don't even know I'm tying your now to eternity. And that's the difference between a good thing and a God thing. So that day in my sister's room, when I'm looking at all this money and I'm like, okay, man, what do you want to do in 3 years, 4 years, 5 years? And I'm like, yo, even though I can go this way and make money and do this rap thing, I really want my life to count. Let me see what college looks like. And I'm not saying that college made me like, yo, if I go to college, my life is going to count. But I really wanted to sit down and put a plan together. If I sold the CDs and made the money and did the good thing, my life would have leveled out here. But the moment that I said, okay, I want to be involved in a God thing, man, the amount of times that God has surprised me on this journey, the amount of times that I've been in the room and I'm like, bro, me? If you want to be a part of a God thing, you got to be okay with putting your faith before you're ready. You got to let your faith lead, because that day when I made that decision, soon as I was like, yo, I don't want a good thing. God, give me the God thing. God, whatever the God thing looks like, I'm ready to take the next step. That is when all of the surprises came. I got my wife, kids. I started doing Christian rap. Now, at the time while I was making the money, I was doing regular rap. So I wasn't doing Christian rap, but I got saved. Like after that, after I said yes to being involved in a God thing, my entire life became surprising, but also purposeful. As the people of God, wherever you are in your journey, I want to challenge you to take a step towards a God thing, because when you get involved in a God thing, that is when your life really starts to count for eternity. What you invest in now, you're going to be proud of when you're 50. You're going to be proud of when you're 30. You're going to be proud of when you're 40, right? But when you involved in a good thing, you get the car, you get the house, you get the cute girl, you get the guy. What is the outcome of that? At the surface, a good thing and a God thing looks the same. Where they differ is when you reach the outcome. A God thing is filled with purpose, eternity-driven opportunities. A good thing just looks good, but it cannot sustain you. If that helped you, man, just drop a "this was good" in the comments. Drop some questions in the comment section. I want to connect and I want to actually serve you guys. Thank you for watching another video, and until next time, peace.